Thank you all for joining us. Today we are going to be talking about new era marketing, a blueprint for accelerated growth. One of the first things that you're going to want to do and want to think about is really setting marketing goals that align to the business. So what is it that your business wants to attain? What are the goals? What is your current business strategy? What does that look like? And how these marketing strategies and tactics that we're going to discuss today can be used to help you reach those goals. Each of your goals should be specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. An example might be that you want to grow your Facebook account and get 120 new followers by the end of the month. So that's a goal that is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant to your business, and it has a time limit on it. It's time bound. First, we're going to talk about traditional marketing. Why? Because traditional marketing is really the foundation of what we see as our social media and digital marketing today. A lot of people don't think of it that way, but it really is. All of the social media strategies, well, some of the social media strategies that you see in place today are basically harnessed and pulled from the traditional marketing blueprints and then used in the social media and digital era and digital age to kind of accomplish the same goals within a different platform. So we're going to go over the traditional marketing practices because they're still relevant. They're still very useful. And there may be some of you that have businesses that could benefit from the traditional marketing. So we're going to just take a look at some of the traditional marketing tips that you can carry over into the social media marketing, which we'll be talking about in just a few minutes. The first thing is your logo. Having a good solid logo, having one that represents your business, being unique, something that you can trademark, and we'll talk about trademarks in a different segment a little later down the road in a few weeks or so. But having a logo that's specific to you, specific to your company, unique to you, uniquely identifiable. Something that's catchy, something that involves the name, the brand, or what you represent. Your next stop is your business cards. We all know this. This is not news to us. It is, again, the traditional marketing concepts. That logo is going to come into play in the business cards and all of your traditional marketing, as well as with your digital marketing and social media marketing. And we'll talk about those a little bit later. The boilerplate info. This information is so very, very important. So the boilerplate information is something that you're going to use throughout the history and the longevity of your organization. The boilerplate information is kind of like who you are, what you do, your About Us page in a sense. So some of your special projects, any projects that you've completed. If you have received any awards, milestones, it's who you are, what you do, why you're unique. And then that boilerplate information is going to be used across your channels, across your digital marketing, newsletters, your website, your digital marketing campaigns, press releases. If ever you're involved in any type of media event or media outlet, seminars, symposiums, and conventions, things like that, where you're called upon or where you will be present, your boilerplate information is going to be very, very important. I'll probably do a segment specifically on boilerplate information and then how you can make those. We'll do that again in the weeks to come. But you'll want that boilerplate information on hand. It should be accessible to your marketing team, definitely accessible to you, easy to pull, and easy to disseminate. So the next step is going to be your website. The website falls under the traditional marketing as well as the digital marketing plan and your social media marketing plan. But that website is basically the house, the storefront where people are coming to find out who you are, what you do, and what services you provide, and then how to actually attain those, to acquire those. So your website is going to be hugely important. All of those things that we just discussed are going to be visible on that website. Your logo, your business card information. The business card information is basically who you are and how to contact you, your mailing address, your email address, your telephone number. All of that information is going to be on your website in one form or another. The logo, your business cards, your boilerplate information, who you are, what you do, why you're unique, any awards, any projects, all of that's on the website. literature about the firm. If you're going to keep any brochures on hand, if you're going to keep newsletters on hand, any flyers or mailers, depending on the type of business that you have, you may want to actually have brochures and print materials on hand. Photography. So photography is very, very important. People don't think about it until they kind of need it. The photography could be of a myriad of things: your business location, your business owner, your products, your services, you actually conducting or disseminating, or someone using your products and services, things like that, any projects that you have. Then stock photography, those pieces that you buy as part of the media package, things that you can use on your website, your flyers, your literature about the firm. So let's just say if someone has a day spa, so they may buy stock photography that has to do specifically with say facials, massage, things like that, the products that are connected to those sorts of things. I mean, people don't think about public relations as part of the marketing package and the marketing plan, but really it can be used as such. So public relations is basically getting free marketing, whether it's a completed project, awards, promotions, charity, community events, your company anniversary. You could send out a press release. Those things can be picked up and used as a marketing tool for your company. So we'll talk more about the public relations campaign. I'm going to do a whole series on that, which I love the public relations campaigns because they are so useful. Your boilerplate information key in the public relations campaign, because those are the things, if the media calls on you for something, you have it to disseminate very quickly. It's already typed up. You don't have to come up with this information. It's already typed up, it's already on hand, and it's already ready for use. That public relations campaign is going to utilize that. You may want to include photographs of some of what you've done. I wouldn't include the stock photographs, but I would include pictures of the owners, any headshots you have of them, of the employees, of the project or the event that you are a part of, if you're being called on to talk about an event. So anything that you have that the journalist can find useful, I would include. People don't think about proposals as part of the marketing campaign. Those can be very, very lucrative for the organization. Why? Because basically you're sending out your cover letter, which includes your boilerplate information and is included in the boilerplate information. Quite possibly say the organizational chart, what it is that you do, who you are, the scope of the projects and services that you have, and then how you can help the organization that you're sending those to. A proposal could be a great way to just get your name out there and to really market the company to someone that could actually act on the proposal that you're sending. So it's a great way. And even if they don't act on it, they know you now, they have your information in front of them. And if there's ever an opportunity, you could be top of mind because you've already reached out and they have that information on hand. The other thing that is going to be huge as part of these marketing campaigns is the testimonials from your users, from your clients, from your customers. The testimonials from your clients can be taken and then wrapped into the boilerplate information. It can be put on your website, within the literature about the firm. It just gives it's the thumbs up as you're, encountering any or all points of your marketing plan that we're going over here. You can use those testimonials in those to add credibility to what it is that you're doing, even in those proposals that you may tentatively send out. So testimonials from your clients are a great way to kind of beef up the marketing plan and your marketing tactics and strategies. The channels that you could use all of this information on: print, radio, TV. We may delve more into those as you guys need and as you request. So we may get into how you can develop marketing campaigns specifically for those at a later time. We're going to move into the social media portion of it, and the social media portion is where we are living today. I think a lot of you are familiar with the channels. You may already have accounts that you're using on the channels, but we're going to talk about how you can take those, if you have them, beef them up a bit, optimize them, and use those to help you reach your business goals. Our first step is going to be conducting a social media audit. So basically, this is figuring out where you are, getting an assessment of where you are, what social media channels you have, and how you're using them. And not only how you're using them, but how well they're working for you. So what's working, what's not working, who's connecting with you on social media, are you actually reaching your target demographic? Which social media sites does your target market actually use, if you're reaching them or if you're not? And then how does your social media presence compare to that of your competitors? It's a very interesting question to ask. And then also, we're going to talk more about competitors in just a few minutes. That's going to be huge in helping you define your social media strategy. Another thing that you can do is, and I strongly encourage you to do, is look for imposter accounts. This is huge and it's crazy. You would not believe how many people would pick up information on your business, or whether it's intentional or whether it's not, and then sort of connect to your products and services. I've had it happen several times. I actually think it's on purpose at this point. However, these fraudulent accounts could use your business name, your products, the name of your products and services, and could be actually purposefully posing as you, or it could be accidental. However, you do have the opportunity to report them. So your next step would be to create a social media content calendar. This is one of my favorite things. Now with my baby, my company, Idra, the agency, I love. I enjoyed every part of building that company. I built it from the ground up. I chose every color, every font, every photo, everything. I loved building that company, marketing the company, growing the company. It really has been a labor of love. Now, Idra the agency does still exist, and basically is how the Vicar Group was formed. From Idra the agency, I received all of these invitations to speak here, to speak there, to consult here and there, and it was really coming outside of my niche. I was being pushed and pulled outside of my niche because of the types of engagements that I was receiving. So I was being asked to go and sit in on government things with the Department of Justice, with one of the charities that I was working with, universities, DeVry University, Keller University, the Chamberlain University School of Nursing. So I was really coming outside of my niche, which had been the architecture and design community, but government, universities, corporations of other segments of industry were calling upon me. So it birthed Idra the agent, or birthed the Vicar Group, which is our host for today. So the social media content calendar was one of my labors of love. So I basically could decide what marketing we were going to do at what times, schedule those out based on the organizational needs of the company and organizational goals of the company. If you are creating a posting schedule, which I strongly encourage you to do, these are some of the things that you're going to include. So it's going to include your dates and times at which you'll publish the content across each of your channels. So some days it may be Instagram, some days it may be Twitter, some days it may be Facebook, and so on and so forth. Plan all of your social media activities, from the images you share, the link sharing, and blog posts. So link sharing, by link sharing, I mean if you're going to share someone else's content or your own content via links to articles or things like that, schedule those out. That way it's equally spread, and we'll talk about the spread of those posts in just a second. So but just knowing and planning all of those social media activities so they're evenly distributed. Ensure that your posts are spaced out appropriately based on the organizational needs of the business, and then and the organizational goals. But also there is an optimized time for each type of post, for each channel, and those we'll have to go into later because that gets very, very detailed and very specific. So your posting schedule should contain your day-to-day posts as well as your social media campaigns. If it's something very, very specific, say around a holiday, say around a sale, say around an event that you're doing. So have your day-to-day posts and then your special event posts, but you can plan those. And the thing I love about the social media calendar is that you can plan those way out in advance, right? So every year our business anniversary is going to be on October 10th, 10/10. So you can plan out your media activities and your marketing activities leading up to that every year, so you already know. That not only goes for this social media marketing, but that goes back. Those are traditional marketing tactics. So you plan those out, whether it's for your radio, television, print campaigns, anything that you're doing, whether it's direct mail flyers or things like that. These are basics. Like I said, the traditional tactics were transferred to the digital realm and used for the digital realm. Know the mission of what it is that you're doing, the why behind what you're doing. So what's your goal in it? What's the mission for each channel that you're doing and the post that you're doing? If you're developing your mission and say you want 50% of the content to drive back to your blog, that's the mission. So develop your strategies, your tactics around that mission. 25% of content curated from other sources. I love that. 20% of content support enterprise goals, your organizational goals, whether it's selling, lead generation, and so on. And then a percentage of content to be about your employees and your employee culture. I think that's really great, right? So know the mission of the post. What's the reason that you're doing it, and what is the goal? 80-20 rule. I love the 80-20 rule for your marketing campaign. So 80% of your posts should inform, educate, or entertain your audience. And this, you don't have to live by this rule, but this is just a suggestion. But 80% should educate, entertain, and inform. And then the other 20% should directly promote your brand. Then there's also the rule of thirds that you could use. So a third of your posts and campaigns should be to promote your business, convert readers, and generate profit. And then another third goes to sharing ideas and stories from other thought leaders throughout the industry, or like-minded businesses. Now, not necessarily your competitors, but people that you can kind of partner with strategically to help you reach your goal. And then another third, personal interactions with your audience. So that's the rule of thirds. I like that one as well. You get to choose which you use for your organization. Now, one of the kind of the big guns in the arsenal is your bulk scheduling tool. I use Hootsuite as well as other bulk schedulers for my organizations. But Hootsuite, I'm telling you, Hootsuite has been a lifesaver. So Hootsuite has my vote. They've been around at least since 2008 or 2010 for sure that I know of, because I was using it then to schedule for my organization. So I love Hootsuite and I highly endorse them. These things that you've planned are things that you already know, okay? You already know that you're going to inform. You already know that you're going to educate and what you're going to educate on. You already basically know that these are your products and services. So you can be promoting those. Now we want to take it and ramp it up a step. Learn everything you can about your audience. So listen to what the people, your target demographic, is actually talking about. Who are they? What do they want to see? What do they want to hear? And then create content that they will like, comment on, and share. That's huge. Are they going to like it? Are they going to comment on it? And are they going to share it? If it's a yes, go for it. If it's a no, you probably don't want to post it. Okay. Conducting a competitor's analysis. This is huge. I love the competitor's analysis because you can learn so much, especially when you're first starting out. You can learn what it is that they're doing, how they're doing it, and then, kind of build your blueprint off of that. It doesn't have to be the exact same. It could be the exact same, but it doesn't have to be. You can just take the things that are working well for them and then implement them in your own campaigns. So a competitor's analysis allows you to understand what the competition is doing and what they're doing well as what they're not doing well. It's going to help you spot industry keywords, identify industry keywords to use in your campaigns, on your website, on your marketing tools, and then also help you identify opportunities. So if you see something that they're not doing well, you say, I don't want to do that, or I do that a different way. That's great, but it also is going to help you say, hey, this is going really well for them. I like the way they've done this. I'm going to use this for my campaigns. So the competitors analysis is key. So now that we've done all of that, we've got our calendar, we've done our competitors analysis, we understand the mission of each of our posts, we've done our social media audit, we've got all of that taken care of. In this step and in this process, we're going to decide which networks we're going to focus on and then optimize the accounts that we already have. So we're going to decide which channels we're going to use, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vimeo, Snapchat. What are we going to use and why are we going to use them? And then we're going to define the strategy for each of those uses. One of the things that we, again, want to reiterate is creating the mission statement for each of the social media channels that you're going to use. What is this going to be used for? What's the strategy? How does it play into the strategy, and what's the tactic that we're going to use? I love these sample mission statements. So Facebook is what best for acquiring new customers and paid advertising. Instagram is where you build brand affinity with existing customers. Twitter is where you engage press and industry influencers. LinkedIn is where you engage existing employees and attract new talent. Love that. YouTube is where you support existing customers. Snapchat is where you're going to distribute content with the goal of building brand awareness with younger consumers. So decide whether you want to use Snapchat or not. Decide whether your audience is there. It's based on what the product and services that you offer. If you can't create a solid mission statement for your social networks, you may want to rethink if you're going to use them or not. As you're setting up accounts and optimizing accounts, you want to create or improve the existing profiles, fill out all of the appropriate fields, and then use keywords people will use to search for your business. Use images that are correctly sized for each network. So we know that Instagram has a specific dimension that they prefer. Facebook has a specific dimension. YouTube has a specific dimension. So you're going to make sure that you have content that is the dimensions are specific to each of those media channels. So as you're getting your logo prepared, make sure that everything is sized for the specific channels. So these are just some of the fundamentals that could help you define your strategy, define that marketing plan, and the mix that you could use in this new era of marketing. I look forward to hearing your questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am V, and I will see you next time.